Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best aim assist settings to use in Fortnite. I'm going to show you guys some linear and also some exponential settings that are the very best in my opinion when it comes to aiming in Fortnite. So if you feel like you're struggling with aim or just looking for the best aim assist settings in this game, definitely stay to the end of the video because these settings are the very best for aiming. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to take part in this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video and when I announce the winners. And lastly, leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And lastly, make sure you guys do add me in the item shop. All you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in creator code YoungHumor, which is my code, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys the best aim assist settings to use in Fortnite. So if you guys are looking for the very best settings when it comes to aiming and just have the best aim assist possible, definitely stay to the end of the video because this video will help you guys out a ton. So like I said, I want to be showing you guys some very good exponential and also linear settings as well. I'm going to show you guys the linear settings first, just because I know most of you guys do play on linear settings, but there is a few of you guys on exponential, and I want to show you guys some very good settings for that as well. So when it comes to this game, after all the aim assist, they had three aim assist nerfs within like 2 weeks, and after all these updates, I think these settings are the very best if you want to have the best aim assist possible. So first, I want to be talking about the best linear settings to use for strictly aiming. So what you want to have is a 45% X and Y sensitivity, and then for your building and editing, I have a 2.2 on both. You can also try a 2.1, whatever you guys feel like works the best, but I want to show you guys why you guys should use these specific settings and the playstyle you should use with them, because I think that's really important to really know the playstyle and know exactly why to use these settings. So that's really going to give you the biggest advantage when you use them. So as far as my ADS sensitivity, I have a 9% on both, and my look damping time is going to be on a 0.08. And then going down into my bottom settings, foot control, I have that off because it adds input delay. So you definitely don't want that setting on. And then for my dead zones, a 10% and also a 9%. So these are the settings you guys want to try out, and the reason why, first of all, the reason why I have a little bit lower building and also editing sensitivity as opposed to the settings I had before is because when it comes to editing in this game, you want to make sure you have a very slow, you want to make sure you're very controlled when you're editing, because if you have too much of an overcorrection, it's going to affect your aim very bad. And just a quick example of that, here's just a really slow motion you guys understand. So when you overcorrect, it's much harder to hit the target because you have to hit so much more of a flick shot. And the reason why people overcorrect most of the time is because they have too high of a sensitivity. So if you feel like you're overcorrecting too much, you want to have a little bit lower of a sensitivity, because if you can finish off your edit looking pretty much right at the other player, you're not going to have to flick halfway across your screen, and you're going to be 10 times as accurate as before. So playing on a little bit lower building and also editing sensitivity could actually improve your aim drastically as opposed to before if you are having problems with, as I showed just earlier, with overcorrecting. So if you're overcorrecting a ton, it can mess up your aim. So playing on a little bit lower building and also editing sensitivity really could give you a big advantage as far as aiming. So I really recommend trying out a 2.2 or maybe a 2.1 if you think that's a little bit too high. And the reason why I have a 45% X and Y sensitivity is because you really want to have a low X and Y sensitivity when you're going against other players, because it helps you, it slows down your aim a ton, it makes everything more controlled. I know a lot of you guys do like a little bit higher of a sensitivity, but for me, I think low sensitivity is in fact the best for aiming. There definitely is advantages for having a higher sensitivity, but if you want to focus on strictly aim and having the best aim assist, I think that having a little bit lower, like a 44, 45, or 46% is the best way to go for those of you guys who play on linear settings, just because it's very slow and controlled, but it's not too slow to the point you can't turn around at all. And I really do like having anything in the lower to maybe mid 40s. I think that is the best range to be in if you want to have the best accuracy possible. So that's what I would recommend and give it a try if you want to have the best aim assist, because of all the nerfs they had with aim assist, you really do need to play on a very slow and controlled setting so you can be a lot more accurate. And before, with the aim assist was really strong as of maybe just like a month ago, and you really could get away with maybe like a 50% or 52%, but I feel like with the nerfs on aim assist, I think you really need to play a little bit lower to like a 44, 45, or 46%. So my ADS sensitivity, if you guys are curious, is a 9%. Now this is definitely a little bit on the low end. So this is going to see you're going to see a big advantage when you come to range shots. But the play style that you want to have is something to keep in mind is the closer you are to the other player, if you play on a really low ADS sensitivity, it's going to be very hard to track the player if they're right next to you. So the play style that you want to have or the strategy that you want to use, if you're close to a player, if you're point blank within the box, you pretty much almost 9 times out of 10 just want to hip fire, because if you try to ADS your SMG, or if you try to aim down your sights with your AR at point blank, it's going to be very difficult to track because you are on a pretty low ADS sensitivity. So if you're point blank and really close to the other player, you really want to just stay to it hip fire range. That's going to give you a really good advantage. And then from long range, playing on that 9%, trust me, you're going to be beaming kids out of the sky. It's a very good sensitivity to use, and I highly recommend it. And just for the bottom settings, if you guys are curious, look damping time is a 0.08. Having a little bit of a look damping time really gives me a boost from long range shots because it slows down your movement just a little bit, so it makes it a little bit easier to hit shots from range. So if you feel like your aim is struggling when you're aiming down your sights from range, or maybe you just don't have enough control over your sensitivity, I recommend just having a little bit of a look damping time, maybe like a 0.06 to a 0.08 is going to be the way to go. So here's my exponential settings, the best ones to use for the best aim assist. And so what you want to have is a 48% as your horizontal and vertical. And as far as your building and editing, I have a 2.1 and a 2.2. I feel like these sensitivities are very good for exponential players, and you can play in a little bit higher in exponential as opposed to linear, because with exponential you have a lot more control over the small analog stick adjustments that you make. So when it comes to shooting your shots from range, when it comes to just making small analog stick adjustments, which are very important, it's very easy to do, or it's much easier to do on exponential as opposed to linear. But the reason a lot of people use linear is because it's much better for free building. You have a lot more control over your builds, but exponential really does have the best aim of the two aim assists. So if you want to focus on the best aim, or the best aim possible, exponential really is the way to go. But I feel like linear is the best balance between aiming and also being able to be very good at building and editing. So as far as the bottom sensitivities, I play on a 10% for my vertical and horizontal ADS sensitivity, and then I play on a 0.06 look damping time. It's a little bit lower than the linear settings because I feel like you don't need as much look damping time when you're playing on exponential, but a little bit of one can give you a little bit of a boost that might improve your aim quite a bit. So these are all the settings, and as far as the dead zones, it's just a 10% and 9%, and then foot controller setting, have that off because it adds input delay. But I really do like these settings a ton because I feel like I'm very accurate with it. I have a lot of control over my shots, whether I play on a shotgun, SMG, or AR. And one thing I would like to see in sensitivity would be like a sniper sensitivity. There's no scope sensitivity for some reason. They hopefully should be adding that pretty soon because that's something I would like to see. But as far as the sensitivities, I think when you're looking to have the best aim possible, when you're having the best aim assist settings, you really want to focus on having a lot of control, and I feel like the settings that I showed you guys in this video really do a very good job of giving you a ton of control over your shotgun, SMG, and AR. And of course, each sensitivity has their plus and minuses. Like for instance, if someone like jumps over your head, having a 44% or 45% X and Y sensitivity for linear settings could be tricky to turn around. For the most part, everything else is very good for aiming. If you're just focused on aiming sensitivities, I feel like these are the very best. It's very easy to handle, it's very easy to control, and it's not fast by any means. So if you are looking for the best aim assist settings, I would recommend giving these settings a try. But anyways, with that being said, that's wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do hit that like button. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Make sure you guys do turn on notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on this channel at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys haven't watched my live streams before, or if you guys just forgot when I stream, like I said, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every single day, or just throw in those notifications so you guys can see when I go live on this channel. But with that being said, I do appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.